Well, what is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to A Therapeutic Edge. Thank you so much for joining me. I love to have you here. And of course, always remember rule number 9, which is never go anywhere without a knife. I'm an NCIS fan. I love this thing. I've been saying rule number 9 for, 17, 18 years now? Anyway. All right, what is on the table? This is a new Sencut, which is Civivi, which is we. This is their new budget line. Some of you may know that, some of you don't. This is a great knife. It is. It's fantastic. It's well made. Hang on just a second. Anyway, sorry about that. This is the Episode. And I love this blade shape. Now, it is Civivi We well made. It is a liner lock. It is G10. It is 9CR18 MOV. It is very comfortable in hand. Has a great deep carry pocket clip on it with a little G10 backspacer and a spot for a lanyard if you're into such things. It's a good sized knife. Civivi no longer does 9CR as far as I can tell. They are in fact doing mostly higher end steels now, which is why their knives cost between $60 and about $110. Sencut is the new budget-friendly company that we is doing, which is where all their 9CR has gone. And look, they do a great job. Their 9CR 18 MOV holds an edge very well. And of course, their fit and finish is, well, just basically flawless, right? These are about 45 bucks, which is sort of expensive for a budget knife. I don't know. You roll your dice, you take your chances. I think that in a world where there's stuff like Civivi knives coming out for $27 in 14C28N and D2, this is a little expensive, but it's weak quality. So you're going to get one hell of a knife for your 44 bucks. I've had a couple of other Sencuts. They don't have many. I think they have about 5 or 6 in the brand line entirely right now. They don't do outside advertising as far as I can tell. It's just sort of an Amazon thing. And you might be able to get them White Mountain knives as well. I'll have to go look. But it's a great knife. You know, for $44, you're going to have a knife for a very long time. It is reversible. You can swap the clip. As you can see, there's an extra space, little hole right here. So you remove this screw and swap it for these two, and the clip will swap over. Because it's a liner lock, it's still going to be right-handed release. Action is very good, deployed by flipper tab, and it never fails. The detent is, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being it drops out of the knife when I do that, 10 being you can't open it at all. It's probably an 8. It's nice and stiff without being too aggressive on the finger, and it flies right out of there. It's really nice. Let's see what you get for your $44. You get 3 and just shy of 3.5 inches of cutting on 3 and just at 3.5 inches of 9CR 18 MOV. It's got a lovely little sharpening choil right here. The grind is perfect, by the way. Perfectly even along both sides of the blade all the way to the tip, which is a really nice feature. Grip area is 3 3/4 from just behind the flipper tab, which means it is just exactly the same size as my hand, as you can see. So people with normal sized hands, this is going to be a nice big knife for you. Overall, we come in at just 8 inches. Closed length, 4.5. So it's a decent sized knife. It is, losing my mind. We're going to do the size comparison. A little bit smaller than the full size Presidio 2 here. I might as well do that while it's out. All right. Still, decent sized knife. This is a big boy. Here's another big knife to compare it against. Here's the PM2. All right. We get a lot more cutting and a little less handle than you do on the PM2. Let's do some small knife comparisons. This is right in the middle. It's interesting. Here it is against the SOG, the Terminus XR. As you can see, it's nice, bigger than that by quite a bit. And here it is against our old friend, the Bug Out. So in the scheme of things, it is bigger than the bug out, but smaller than a PM2, right? Just a right size in the middle knife. It's a great EDC size, it really is. I love when they do stuff like this. I'm glad that they, rather than sort of water down Civivi's new lean into more expensive materials with continuing to produce sort of budget stuff. And again, when I say budget, I don't mean it's cheap. I mean it's budget friendly, right? For people that don't have a lot of money, you can still go out and spend $44 and get a knife that is going to serve you really well for a really long time. And in this case, it actually looks pretty cool. It's very basic. It's got a couple of milled lines in the G10 that I almost wish, sort of faux bolstering it, I almost wish they'd have left those off there. It's just not necessary, and it doesn't add anything. But whatever. The handles are shaped right where you need them to be, sort of in this forward choil area, and there is a little bit of a cutout to allow you to get to the lock bar, which has a little bit of jimping on it. Right? As I said, the action's very good. There is jimping on the spine of the knife right where your thumb needs to be, and even for my hand, that is exactly the right spot. Because of this clip point, right, it's got a great rise to it, and so it really does give you a marvelous place for your thumb to land. You can come forward if you're going to do like work on the board this way, and because it is 9CR18 MOV, it's very, very stainless. This will be a marvelous tool if you are working at a camp or and you need to use it in the kitchen in an emergency. This is going to do a great job, and because of the belly on the blade, you can do really nice cuts with it. It's really, it's good. It really is. It's good, and I'm very happy about it. What do I wish it was $35 instead of $45? Yeah, absolutely, but can't have everything you want. I think they're going to do really good things with Sencut. I've had, like I said, 3 or 4 of them, and I haven't had a bad one. They just took all of their tooling skills and abilities from WE and Civivi and just added another brand. They also took their lessons. Civivi had some really awkward knives in the beginning, weird colored liners and strange shape. Sencut's not doing any of that. They're just producing good, usable, attractive knives right off the bat, which tells me that the folks running WE Knife learned their lesson, right? It is T8 all the way around, the pivot and the 2 tail screws. Everything is T8, which is really nice. The liners are milled quite a bit, but it's still got some heft to it, but that's because it's an 8-inch knife. Let's take a look at how heavy it is, shall we? Oh, we shall. Got a very satisfying click on the close. Yeah, sub 4 ounces for an 8-inch knife, not bad. Like I said, they learned lessons from their Civivi and WE making days. It does have a really nice, what looks like a ceramic ball pressed into the lock bar for the detent. And it is running on bearings. It's good stuff. Let's see how much of this 9CR18 MOV they have given us. Three millimeters, 3 point, so 3 millimeters in accurate calipers. This is another one of those knives, and by the way, the clip is nice and deep carry, as I mentioned. It's also stamped steel. It's got some holes cut into it so that it's lighter, I guess. Has good ramp and really good spring. This is a joy to carry in the pocket. The flipper tab is a little bit of a pocket pecker, with all due respect to Nick Shabazz. But it's chamfered, so there's nothing really sharp happening here, but you're going to watch that. It's down in your pocket. The party piece for this knife, as far as I'm concerned, is the shape of the blade. I mean, it's just gorgeous, and it's stonewashed beautifully. This is just a really good, inexpensive working tool, and I hope they continue to produce stuff like this. It is pokey enough, by the way. If you need to give somebody a little jab, it would do that very well. The tip is very thin. You're not supposed to pry with your knives anyway, but if you're used to working with stuff like this exceptionally robust Banshee, you dig this into something and give it a bend, you're going to screw up the tip. So just be aware of that. It is very, very thin at the tip. I don't have any complaints about this knife at all, other than I wish it was $10 cheaper, and for the materials it probably could be. Beyond that, if you're looking for Civivi or Wii quality, Sencut is your brand, because it is that brand. Yeah, this is a great knife. I hope you've enjoyed this look at it. I have enjoyed sharing it with you. Jesus. I need a nap. Oh my goodness. Anyway, this is the episode by Sencut. Another fine tool from the folks that bring you all the Civivi and all the Wii knives. By the way, the blade is very clean. It does say Sencut here, as you can see, and on this side it does say 9CR18MOV in tiny little letters. But the Sencut is not super bright and standouty and up against the stonewash. It's just well done. It's a great knife. There goes the Sencut episode. If you're looking to spend $45 on a knife that's going to survive everything you want to throw at it, this is the tool for you. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.